What's going on, guys? St. John Half Thunk here with Half Thunk YGO, and I'm here with my boy Piersen. And what did you just do, man?
I top forward at the Knoxville Regional.
And that would be very impressive, but you did it with what?
Blind second Sky Striker Adventure.
With what?
With blind second Sky Striker Adventure.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess let's jump right on into the shenanigans.
So for the monsters, we only played 11. There's 3 Ray, 2 Rose, the Soul Package, and then you have the 1 Illegal Knight and the 3 Enchantress. I opted just for the Illegal Knight instead of having the negate because you're able to clear more. Griffin's great in a simple game state, but Illegal Knight actually helps you break boards. So we only played the 11 monsters. We didn't opt for hand traps because I feel like in this format it's a little too diverse at the beginning.
Yeah.
So I'd rather go with generic break board cards.
Yeah.
So for consistency, I have the pre-prep for the illusions, the Rhoda, Foolish, and Terraforming. These are just free spell cards and they push you pretty hard. And then for the adventure package, I didn't opt to play multiple copies of the Fateful because I feel like it was too cloggy and I wanted to keep it at as close to 40 as I could. The main deck count is 44, but I mean, this has never changed. And then for board breaker cards, I have Offering to the Doom. The thing I like about this and Super Poly the most is it's good going first and second, and the fact that this card can out almost every single board without it being negated is amazing.
And we talked about this earlier too. So you're only playing 2 here. Moving forward, would you play 3?
Yeah, I was afraid to overcommit to it because I haven't been able to play test much with Sprite or Tier Limit.
Yeah.
So I cited 1 in, but this is definitely going to 3.
Yeah.
This card I didn't see much today, but when it came up, it did. So like whenever it was game 2 and they made me go first, I would have this card and I'd have the Illegal Knight. So it wasn't totally dead. I still had an interruption. And then 2 Lightning Storm. In the future, I would cut the Offering to the Doom and then just play a 3rd Lightning and a 3rd Super Polymerization.
So just kind of straight up cut the offering altogether.
Yeah, I mean, for what it offers, the Lightning Storm clears back row and monsters. So I mean, and then for the last of the generic stuff are 2 Pod Desires. I didn't have Pots of Prosperities, but also I love not being able to run out of my extract monsters. So, and then for the Sky Striker cards, the one of Area 0, Afterburners, Engage, Multi-Roll, Drones, and then I played 2 Shark Cannon. The reason why I didn't choose Afterburners is because in most cases, whenever you're trying to do 1-for-1s with Sprite, your first target of negation isn't going to be the elf. It's going to be the Griffin if it's the adventure one, or it's going to be the Toad. But it also depends on if they have the spell negate guy on board too. The monster one literally doesn't do anything against this deck. And then finally 3 Boiling Thirst.
Busted.
And then for the last 3 cards I was kind of iffy about were the 3 DRNM and 3 Mystic Mine. This card didn't really do anything. Against Sprite, it was just a bait for the Toad, so I was able, or the Griffin. But other than that, it was just a dead spell. There was only 1 game where I actually used it to stall.
Did Dark Ruler come up a lot?
Which one?
Dark Ruler.
I only saw it once, but it came up against Sprite. It was an adventure Sprite, so I mean, it did what it was supposed to.
Oh, that was definitely effective there.
Yeah. Tokens. For the extra deck, we have the 1 Kaina, the 1 Zeke. We have the 2 Hayate, 3 Shiz, and 3 Kagaris. This ratio is perfect. You shouldn't need 2 Hayate since you're going second. And it's an easy bait for interruptions like Imperm or Valor. And then for the access code package. I'm really thinking about dropping Gloomy. I didn't summon it at all unless I was trying to unclog my main monster zone. So I don't know. I originally had this as the Water Charmer because I've played 7 or 6 Sprite today. So I mean, it would have came in a lot more clutch than this. But I'm not sure what I'm doing with this flex spot as of right now. And then the last 2 was Mud Dragon, and then the MVP card of the day was Garura.
This card is absolutely 100% unadulterated insanity.
Yeah, so they always want more monster negates. So they have Elf on field, and then they end with Elf, Toad, Griffin, and then the red one that negates monster effects. And I'll just super poly the Elf and the red one, summon this, and then summon a Rose or a Ray, and then summon Zeke, use this to go into Zeke, and then chain block Zeke and this. So they can't negate with Toad or Griffin Zeke's effect to banish.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, it came up a lot, and it was pretty effective.
And when that card goes to grave, too, for those who are unaware, it actually draws a card.
Yeah, it draws a card.
It's kind of crazy.
So,
you get to replace the discard for the super poly.
So for the side deck, most of it was from the event con that we had, but some of it was changed for Sprite.
Right.
So I mean, we have the 3 TCB, which has never left the deck.
Card's insane.
3-dimensional barrier, 2 cosmic cyclones, the 3rd polymerization, which will be moved into the main deck. I started the Griffin Rider just in case I knew they were gonna make me go first, or if I wanted to opt for first in game 3. 2 Token Collector because I wasn't sure if Sword Soul was going to be a pit. It definitely was not. And then 2 DD Pro and the band played on. These were the last 3 I added. I'm not an advocate for this format on hand trap, but I think siding them's fine, just because game 1s are really strong for you if you have those general board breakers.
Right.
But I mean, I never used this. The DD Crow came in a lot when I knew I was able to go second. I used it on Ronin Tonys because they only play 1. So I mean, it did what it was supposed to.
Right. And it also take that Toad a little bit too if you need to.
Yeah.
Lots of flexibility. Well, hell yeah, man. Congratulations. What were some of the matchups that you ran into today?
So I played Splight most, and then I played 1 Tier Element.
How was your experience with Taylor Element? I felt like that was the most terrifying, I think, of the 2.
So game 1 was about 35 minutes, and it got down to where I only had 1 access code in my extra deck, and I've used Shark Cannon maybe like 10 times on like the 3 smaller level ones, which are able to contact keys to shuffle back. So I was trying to make sure that he can't do it. I ended up taking both of his Predaplants and his window whenever he tried to chain link the fusion summon, so it blocked him out of all the summons except the 1. And then with the summon he did take, Shark Cannon, sorry, not Widow Anchor. I Shark Cannon, and then Predaplant negated their effects.
Well, hell yeah. Well, congratulations, man. Was there any cards you feel like stood out or anything you want to say before we wrap up everything?
I think in the future, the deck is super consistent. I didn't break except maybe 1 game where I didn't see a pilot. But I mean, out of 8 rounds, that's to be expected.
Yeah.
I think those flex spots in the main deck where the 2 offering to the Doom Warren, I would just put the Lightning Storm and the Super Poly in. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with the side deck as of right now. I mean, I would cater it to more of the grindy game,
right?
Because the main deck is perfectly fine in mid game and going to OTK. But I guess you want to be able to side into the grinding game with Tier Element.
Right.
So I'm not sure what package I could put in. I mean, maybe siding into more adventure packages, because the more adventures, continue and monsters that you have in deck, the more you can advantage off of that.
Right.
But I wouldn't add any more of the souls. It's kind of just a 3-card package, which plussed you when you needed.
Right.
I thought about playing Anima, the Link 1.
He's really good. Yeah,
just for the Splight board, but at the same time, I don't think it's worth the spot. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the deck.
Heck yeah, man. Well, congratulations yet again. Look forward to seeing more events. I'm glad you're finally playing again.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions for this beautiful gentleman, throw them in the comments down below. Love you.